I'm Michelle Cromer.
And I'm Perla Maldonado.
And you've tuned into our podcast, Creating a Meaningful Life. It's crazy out there.
It's,
Getting crazier. So we wanted to have a podcast that perhaps will be meaningful to you and how to bring some peace in this chaotic world by using your home and building an altar in that home. And this is an ancient tradition. This is something that I saw when I was in Tibet in 2005 and we went into the Jokan temple. There were altars in there that represented all of the Buddhist tradition, 4,000 years of Buddhist tradition on these altars. And then we went into the homes of the Tibetan people. They all had altars. So this is something, and in Peru, same thing when I was in Peru. So throughout time, especially in the Irish culture, we've had a lot of altars, and I know y'all have too, in the Mexican cultures. So it's kind of a lost art, but we want to bring that ancient energy into a modern space to help you deal with all the crazy stuff that's going in and out and all around us every single day. So why do you need one in today's world? Well, it's your anchor. You know, this could be a place that you come home and go, I just can't take it anymore, Pearl. I just can't take it. I'm so crazy. And then you see your altar and you can just...
It's a reminder.
It's a reminder. It's your anchor. It's a place to center yourself, set your intentions, honor what you love, and just be in a place where maybe you just unplug for a second and not even worry about what's going on outside.
Does it have to be very big?
No, that's a really good point. It doesn't have to be big. I have an altar that's in the other room. It's just on top of a shelf. I have seen, well, of course, Dia de los Muertos. We have these gigantic, in this part of the world, we have these gigantic altars for our ancestors. It doesn't have to be that elaborate with the sugar skulls. I love those sugar skulls, I'm telling you. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be a small space. A lot of us don't have those kind of space. But what do you put in it?
Well, you're talking about the ones in Mexico, they're ofrendas, and they're pretty big. So they put pictures of relatives who have passed on. You could do pictures, angels. I like little angel figurines because it reminds you that there's good things in the world. I know like in the ofrendas in Mexico, they also put food.
Oh yeah, to offer that to the ancestors. That's a really interesting one.
Yes.
I love to put light a candle, and that sort of gets me into that sacred space. And I love crystals.
Crystals.
I like to put my crystals there, maybe a rock, and you talked about the photos from loved ones, I think is really important. Sometimes I put a prayer.
Yes,
just like write down a prayer or sacred objects. I love feathers. A friend of mine recently gave me a feather from Taos, and I framed it and put it over by my altar because it's just so meaningful. It could be a seashell. It could be whatever that's
something
meaningful to you.
Meaningful to you. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So just make sure that wherever you put it and whatever you put on it is meaningful. And just a nice little touch you might want to think about is incense.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It always reminds you. It fills the house and it reminds you of spiritual. It's time to be spiritual.
Now there's a lot of people that can't do that. Maybe you're in a closed loft or you've got roommates that are like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah.
So what you could do is just put a little bit of essential oil on maybe all your power sections or your chakras, whatever lands with you, and do something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do with it? I'll tell you what I do. I get up in the morning at 4 o'clock and I go to the gym at 4:45. So when I come back to the house at 6, I go to my altar, and this is a time for a morning grounding. I light my candle, I place my heart on my chest, I set my intentions for the day. What do you think?
I think it's a reminder. Every time you pass it by, it's a reminder that you should be grateful. You should honor yourself and honor the
and this sacred space.
Yes,
I know a lot of people that do this at night.
Yes.
So you could do morning or night, whatever works. But also, there's a lot of people that do full moon rituals or new moon rituals. So full moons are the completion of something. So let's just say you have completed a job, a project, a relationship, something in your life that is meaningful to you. This is a space in your home where you can release all of that, and that's where the candle comes in. You can blow out that candle and see that smoke go up, and as it goes up, you're releasing all of that. New moon rituals, this is the beginning of things. So let's just say you're going to start a new job, start a new relationship, start a new project, start a new book, whatever that may be. The new moon and the energy of that moon is a perfect, powerful time to start a new project. Use your altar as a place where you can come and be grounded in that newness and understand that this is a powerful moment, and maybe light that candle.
It's where you create a spiritual connection. You meditate, you pray.
Absolutely.
Be thankful for what you have.
I'm going to tell y'all something that happened to me. It could, and it doesn't even have to be at your house. Let's just say you have a liberal, boss, or that you own your own company. I walked into a mortgage company of all things. I was buying a new property, and on the owner's altar, when you first walked in, were little tiny green soldiers, because she herself was connected to the military, and she had a lot of military families, and she had a lot of military men and women that were going. So on my altar, I'm in a military family too. And that is very meaningful to me. And you can go to the dollar store and get something like that. But that is an example of personalizing your altar so that when you go up, it's not just a candle. It's not just a shell. It's something that is deeply, deeply personal.
And it reminds you to pray for somebody in the military, to pray for the military.
I love that.
Especially like the pink soldiers, it reminds you of the women in the armed forces.
That's right. So it doesn't matter what it is, just begin with your intuition, and spirit will meet you there. So until next time, keep your life sacred. We would love to see any altars, any photographs.
Yes.
Let us know.
Post them below.
Oh yeah, we would love that. And if you like this video, please like it and share it. And y'all have an extremely, extremely meaningful week. Thanks so much.
Bye.